All right, what up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. We got a great show lined up for you all. We have a guest in the building as well. Brittany's going to be here with us. We're going to be talking about the live link show as well as some great random topics as well. We'll get right back to you guys. Give me 1 second to play the intro. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Brittany, you want to say hello?
Hello, everybody. My name is Brittany, and I'm the founder of Empowerment Fitness and Wellness Center, and I am the co-host of Tribe Talk Tuesday.
All right. That's what's up. Definitely we'll make sure we post your show info as well as we definitely got to talk about the live show that you're going to be doing with Hype and who else is going to be on the show?
It's a couple other people. Some of them I don't know. But I know Life Sunny's gonna be there.
Yes.
Yes.
Or Life Be Life and Not gonna be on there. So it's a couple people.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tone the promoter. Who else is it? Mr. Know-It-All. Hype. It's a couple people.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that again later. And definitely anybody that's watching, if you need tickets to the show, make sure you hit up Hype or hit up, I think Sunny, you're selling tickets as well.
Yes.
Actually, I still need to get rid of my tickets because I'm not going to be able to make it. I got some engagements I got to do here in the city in Detroit. So my tickets are available. If anybody wants to get free tickets, hit me up. Tell me what's your favorite podcast. If you pick the right one, the correct podcast, and I would definitely pass on tickets to the live link show. What up, Dane?
Hey, GFT Radio. That's my favorite podcast.
I accepted that for Dane.
It's your problem. Right.
So, as always, make sure you guys get over to our website at gftradioshow.com for all of our links, all of our links to our socials, as well as checking out our merchandise shop over at gftradio.creator-spring.com. We'll show those links again later. Sunny's on the job. She's got one of the shirts on. Make sure you guys get over there and check that out. All right. So tonight we got some topics lined up for you guys. I have lately been in the rabbit hole of Reddit. And
Bully is Reddit.
I've been on the light side, the dark side, somewhere in the middle, and so I got a few topics.
There's no middle.
You said, what's that?
There's no middle.
Right.
Yeah, Willie got the Reddit down.
I definitely have dove deep into some of these topics, and some are just light and fun, some are interesting. So I'm definitely looking forward to talking about some of these with you guys. Some of my favorite subreddits, if you're familiar with Reddit, they have these things called subreddits. It's basically the high level topics. And some of my favorite ones are the Am I the Asshole?
Oh yeah, I love those ones.
Yeah, so yeah, those are usually some good reads. Because of some other things that I'm into, such as technology and comics and stuff like that. So I'm part of like some comic subreddits, some book subreddits. Another good one is documentaries. If you're into documentaries, check out the documentary subreddit. There's actually Netflix documentary subreddits that you can join if you're looking for new stuff to watch. So all kinds of things over on Reddit. I don't know how many, it's millions of them, I swear. Because you definitely can get into some sub stuff. So definitely check that out. But we're gonna talk about a few topics that I've ran into on Reddit. But before we begin with that, one topic that came up last week, and that was almost kind of an offshoot of a topic we've done in the past. We talked about dating while blogging. I want to say about 5-6 years ago, we talked about that. And most of us have either dated as bloggers or as podcasters, as well as or been married as podcasters. And we were talking about last week, the interesting thing about that, or the interesting things about that. And so I wanted to start with that one first. And
Lord.
Right. And talk about, because I know Sunny had some interesting stories last week about, interacting with fans
Sure
that
did.
recognize you, not only just from blogging, from her being on TikTok, being TikTok famous, but also, I think, Dame, you were talking about the whole like exposure thing, right? Things that you talk about, how your partner may react to that, or how
sharing a lot of personal.
Yeah, sharing a lot of personal information, right? Sometimes some people think they got the cheat code to you if they see you on a blog or see you on a podcast and think they
have
know
no idea
at that point. So
yeah.
So let's start with our guests. Brittany, do you have any interesting tidbits, because it sounds like you've been doing some podcasting for a minute here, and probably some other local things. So you're not only a podcaster, but you're in the community. Have you ever had to date while, or do you, or are you in a committed relationship now where you've had to deal with the exposure of being a public figure at the same time?
Yes, it's funny that you said that. So as Muslims, we don't like, it's called courting. So yes, I am in a courtship, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And we just recently had this conversation about, I guess being in that light or the limelight or whatever you want to call it. Because we're both kind of like in the community. We both do a lot of things in the community. We're both, like I said, I empower women. I'm also a nurse. I'm also a health and wellness coach. You know what I'm saying? I have a podcast. So I do a lot of things. And the conversation, our conversations are basically like, like I know you have dreams and aspirations. He has dreams and aspirations. But at the same time, I think the jealousy, whatever jealousy, you know what I'm saying, that he might have over me. We gotta kind of like, I gotta kind of like
navigate it.
You said what?
Navigate it.
Yes. So I have to navigate. So therefore, and it's not like it's a jealousy of like, oh, you getting all this attention, but at the same time, it's like, if you're gonna be my wife, it's just certain things. Like I was married for 10 years, so I definitely understand. I just wasn't married to somebody who was in the public just as much as I am, if that makes sense. So, but I mean, he's 100% like a supporter, like, number one fan, number one cheerleader. So that's not the issue. But we just recently had this conversation, which is funny. So, I mean, but it's just like, it's anything, right? Like anything that you do, you always have to go to the drawing board to revamp, to revise, and always to kind of like, make whatever you're doing better, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So,
while keeping your partner in mind, right? Or keeping your relationship in mind, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's big for me too, only because I was saying on the other show last week, I like this podcast started out, from a blog. So we started this podcast and then we branched out to our own separate shows. And one of the shows I have Unreservedly Us, where it's a bunch of women just talking about everything. But then one of the things that was really popular on my blog was me talking about sex. So of course starts sex. So on the blog, I started Sex with Sunny, but it was different in written form, right? Because you don't really know me. Like, I mean, you saw you can see my bio or whatever, but like you didn't really know me. But I think my bloggers, the people that follow me on blog, knew a lot about me. Didn't necessarily know me wholehearted, like everything about me, but knew a lot of my story pre-relationship, right? And through some relationships. So Sex with Sunny is a big issue for like men that I potentially date, or like the current man I'm dating now, because it's like I know you and I know how you talk, but like while understanding why I started the show and the different conversations that we have, it can go super spicy, or it can go like real like just an all out like real ass conversation. Like we have fun, but we also have real conversations. And that was one of the biggest things. Like, how do we get past it? Because he's also somewhat like in the light, but not necessarily for this type of thing, right? So for me, it was like, well, this is what I've been doing. I've been doing this since before I met you, but I got to figure out the balance of trying to figure out like how not to make him feel away, but also still keep my show, because like she said, he's a supporter, but it's just like it makes him feel uncomfortable or at unease because people, and we talk about this on the other show, because people like to sexualize us as females, right? And because I'm comfortable with talking about sex, it's like, oh, well, some guys may want to come on a show just to try to slide in the DM. Some guys may want to come on a show just to kind of see if they can get at me. And it's like, I've been single for a period of time and it didn't happen then. So it's definitely not happening now that I'm in a relationship, but like learning the boundaries. So I think it's harder for us women than it, and not to say that, but like to be realistic about it, it's harder for us women than it is to do a podcast for men, because men, y'all can, like, whether we like it or not, or whether we express our feelings, we understand, we're more understanding of this is what you were doing, and it's a respect level for you to follow. Like at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter what you're saying, it's the level of respect that we have for the person that you're with. But I think with us females, it's like, because men look at us as sexual beings, or we have to worry about being sexualized. Like some of you guys do too, but it's more with us. And then, being around, like, even with this podcast, I do this podcast. I'm like, for a long time, I've been the only girl. So, that is like, who are these dudes? How you know them? Like, so it's like, oh, well, I met them, so blah, blah, blah. And it's like, these different things that people feel away. But it's like, if you support me at the end of the day, it's about my respect for you. But I think a lot of men struggle with us females getting that attention, because they also know that it's that unwanted attention that we're going to get, whether or not we want it or not. Different things, like it's just like a female going to a club and getting dressed, going out to the club, just going out to look good and feel good for herself. But we also know that even though we can dress how we want, these men might be on bullshit, right? So it's almost like that. Our men are wanting to protect us at the same time. You can protect us, but not make us feel like we can't do what we're doing because we've been doing it. Especially if I've been doing it before I got to you.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree.
Yeah. So it's a battle, but at the end of the day, it's like I said, for me, it's a respect level, because at the end of the day, my person makes music, so he can go in the studio with anybody. And we know how some women are about trying to getting put on the music scene. So I'm, at the end of the day, it's not for them to respect me, it's for you to respect me. So if you're saying you're doing this, I expect you to respect me. And the same way, you can sit here and watch me do my show, and I'm gonna respect you. But at the end of the day, like, you understand that this is just a show. Like, this is not all of who I am. This is a part of who I am. So at the end of the day, like, I'm going to be mindful of you, but don't try to make me feel like I can't do what I've been doing for the longest before I met you, because I wouldn't have you do it.
Yeah, let's go to Dame. Dame, you got a from a married perspective of being a podcaster, or even just, you're basically Facebook famous on the group.
Yeah, Facebook. He definitely got that group popping.
Man, yeah, but I keep it 100. I am who I portray I am. I do have a little line I do get close to, but I make sure I'm respectful with it. Like early on when I came on the show, I wasn't serious. Sonny knows this now that I was trying to shoot my shot at Sonny. It was all for jokes and just for the show. It wasn't just me trying to holler at her, because happily married for 11 years. If I haven't said it before, tonight. But yeah. But sometimes you gotta exaggerate your personality just to keep the show popping. People get interested. It's just a little exaggeration, not disrespectful to your spouse or person you're dating. Height, he got a line he doesn't want to cross, and because Mrs. Height, would
Keep
take
the
that
lines
hat.
down.
Trying to be respectful to Sonny's. If she's dating somebody, don't want to cross that line and make him uneasy. Like, hey, what's that Dame do? Like, what's this issue? So I had to dial it back a little bit. my wife, she watches the show sometimes. Like I don't know if she's watching it now, but no, I try to
Jazz, I
be
got your back.
respectful for her feelings. See,
Right,
that's
right.
why I be coming it down. Hey, that's why I got coming down. And Willie, he know where I live at, so and he's real like what 20 minutes away.
Right,
I'm
right.
straight. I don't need those problems in my life. So
Yeah.
No, that's what's up. Hank,
What's up, gang? Sound
what's
like
good,
Britt.
bro?
Hey, Hank. Hey,
Grace.
Britt.
It's my girl Britt right here. You know, How to Hustle podcast veteran. Gonna be on the PodLink
what
live show.
what day is that?
Here tonight. That will be August the 4th. Doors are at 2:30, 2245 Manton Street. Show starts at 3 o'clock, 3 to 5. 2 panels, 4 ladies, 4 guys. No red pill, blue pills, no 50-50 house situations. In case anybody's hearing guys, girls situations, that's not what we're doing. That's not what this is about. This is grown people having grown up conversations and a little fun, a little laughter. We'll entertain you with this situation, like Damon said.
Hey,
We're doing the show here, so it's going
what's
to
the
be fun.
follow up
We're
question?
going to have to entertain. What was the follow
I
up
got a
question
follow
about
up
what?
question though.
What's up?
Something be happening on Tuesdays. Can you fill
That
us
will
in
be the
on
How to Hustle
Tuesdays?
podcast with Hype. Episode 146 will be out tomorrow. And it actually is what are the hardest conversations to have with your spouse, featuring my man Nutmeg Nah, also on the PodLink live show, August the 4th. Doors are at 2:30. But hold on, my daughter is trying to walk past, so let's cut off the camera. Go ahead.
It be them kids.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Protect the
saying? Trying to bomb
kids.
on the situation. This is she's Zay tonight.
Yes,
That
Zay.
would that
For
would be
those who
that
don't
would
know,
be
Zay is my affectionately my child that likes to show up on the podcast sometimes
that would be Kai.
unexpectedly and in the
That would
background.
be Kai, the one who's been on the podcast a few times. But to answer this question though, like we talked about this last week, if you meet me, it would be the same thing. Let's not get those arms too extended. Let's not smile too much when you see me now, because she's going to bomb on this situation. Like Dame just said, 11 years. Me and my wife 8 years last week.
Yes.
But
Congratulations, both of y'all.
appreciate it. But yeah, like you kind of all my topics are personalized topics. We have like personal conversations about things that go on in your relationship or in your everyday life type situation. I personalize all the topics, but I never get personal with anything. You don't know anything about my wife through the show. And we're at episode, I think I'm up to like 150 as far as like already recorded and done.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing podcasting for 7 years. All you really know about my wife is she's tall and that she's my wife. I've had like
Right.
one picture of my wife on the page because she's not a public situation. In these situations, like I said, you going kind of if you're dealing with somebody who's doing a show, you never know who's listening. That's why we used to say new listeners every day. You don't know who's subscribed, who's listening, or who likes what you're doing. Now, when somebody meets you, obviously, like Sonny said last week, nigga recognizes her from, yo, you the chick from, like, that's cool with the initial, but let's not come up with too much of that excitement once you got out the car or once you cross the street. Because, like, if you're with this significant other, they're not in this situation. They ain't listened to every episode. They haven't dissected this. They don't know what all the DMs look like. they so you kind of gotta have a line there, and it's like there's a line here. Let's just all be respectful of the line, and let's make sure everything's kosher. I tell
Yeah.
chicks all the time, I'm always in your DMs. It's just this week's episode, though. I don't want you.
Right.
I'm in your DMs, but it ain't that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm definitely in your DMs every Monday. I got about 1,000 of y'all whose DMs I'm in.
But to your point too about the not talking about your spouse or putting too much information out about maybe even if it's just your family, if it's something that you know that you either feel comfortable with or that person feels comfortable with, that's one thing. But because I definitely have most of my kids are either business owners that of course want me to promote for them. Most of my cousins that have businesses,
Custom Hustle World.
again, right. Most of my cousins that have businesses, of course, they'll want me to either invite them on the show or talk about their products, things like that. So that's a given, right? But when it comes to things that like you said, Hein, that you're not revealing,
put a pin in that one.
definitely-
I want to say something about that, Willie. After you're
Okay.
done, I want to say something about that. Remember that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like protecting your place of peace. You know what I'm saying? Protecting your family. The people in your life that are important to you that may not want to have that, like you say, that public view or that public face. Like, I mean, no matter what situation I'm in, I usually don't talk about it until maybe it's after the situation, and even then it could be a bit much. But I think that the biggest thing is being that, you're cognizant or thinking about, what that other person may want put out there. You got to be cognizant of that. But I think one of the pitfalls you can get into, and I know I've seen this, and I think that sometimes some people do it for sensationalism, some people do it for the views and things like that, but it's putting out their personal situations or their personal business about conflicts or their personal business about even the wins, putting it out there into their listeners' ears or revealing it in their content, is something that you definitely have to be careful of, because one, if you put the negatives out all the time, then you got people judging your relationship, judging your person, judging you, and then, for that person, putting them on blast like that could be embarrassing, and like you said, Hype, you don't know who's watching, you don't know who's looking, that could be their coworker, their family member, and, putting them, it could be something you think is positive, but to them it may be embarrassing, or it may be something they don't want other people knowing about,
And like just what you said, it might be just something I don't want you to know about. My aunt is like 70. My aunt has been at every live show. You met my aunt at the last live show.
Yeah, I sure did.
Certain things we ain't broaching these topics because my aunt who changed my diapers is sitting here. Like, this ain't that type of situation.
You're right.
That's how, and that's just funny because I feel like that with certain topics, not to, like, I know for me, and this is coming from an overshare, extreme overshare. But when I say that, people take it as but people take it as I share everything that happens with me, and it's like, no, I overshare with certain situations. It's a lot that be going on behind the scenes, and that's why I think a lot of people, when you do podcasts, and they think they know you from podcasting, it's like, no, you know what I allow you to know of me. Like, I do overshare. Sometimes is like, depending on what the situation is, I'll tell you everything that happened with it and won't care about it, because if you run it back, guess what? I like, it's something that I don't like. It means something to me, but it's not that deep. That if it spin the block, I'm gonna be upset because somebody said something about it. Like, at the end of the day, I stand on what I say, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that you get every aspect of what's going on in my life. And I think that people, like, we pull from our personal experiences and we talk about it, and it could be from 6 years ago. Like I said, for you guys have been relationships for a period of time, or were in past relationships. That doesn't mean what I'm talking about currently is what is happening currently, because, like I said, for me, I've been dealing with this outside of podcasting. Like, I did poetry for years. I still write, but I don't post a lot of it, right? So since my high school years, I've been dealing with guys that I've been dating, having problems with me sharing my feelings. But like, even with my poetry, I don't share that like that. I do share it, but it's not everywhere that people can see it. Like, if you're around me and you see it, cool. In certain places you'll find it, but it's not everywhere. So no one, but like, to me, that's a lot of personal stuff for me. So my blog was personal, but most of that's gone. But that was like my personal outlet during the time that I needed it to be. So like I said, if you know me from then, like Willie knows me from then. Not too many people can say they know me from then or know much about my life unless you were around for that period of time. But I think that people get it, like, people do take things out of context. People take things and run with it. People take partial of what you say and mix it around and make it their whatever they believe or what they thought you said. So it's a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. That is.
And there's also with the personal information that we give out. Like me, I give out the information as far as my my son and my adoptive daughter about their autism, because this is something that we can all share from and grow from and help not just us as the parents, but help that child, because you never know, something else can be going on. Like, somebody else might have a situation just like mine or even worse.
Yeah.
As far as when it comes to raising children, because I don't know everything about kids. I know what helps my kid sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the venture trying to find out their love language, their likes and dislikes, because it changes by every 3 minutes. There's something new they love. You know,
Right.
so I do share that part of my life because we're all a big community. We all need to help each other out when we can. So, and I'm not humble enough to say that, hey, I don't know everything.
Right.
I think it goes back to, like you were saying, like, you know, I think sometimes with just this whole social media platform, like we have to keep some things private, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I believe that like
Absolutely.
I mean, holding things to, like you said, like certain family, or like I know for me, like a lot of people don't know I have a 16-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I think it goes back to like attention, where it's like my social media page for real is for, you know, to just empower women, inspire people to be, you know, to make better decisions when it comes to health. It's really not for my personal life. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though my personal life is private, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And not to say like, you know, yes, Dane, yes, we, you know, share that, because like you said, like you want to learn from other people, and you probably can, somebody can relate to you, and you know what I mean? You can relate to somebody with, you know, having children that are autistic. So yes, I do believe sharing those type of things. Even with me, like sharing with women that I've been married for 10 years and was divorced, and had and how I had to transition through that. That's something that I share, but that's not like, I'll share certain things on social media, but you won't get an intricate story unless you've been to like a woman empowerment event. Like that's all you'll get from you. You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, you know, we just got to keep things private, and we don't keep things private anymore because we have this things on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You make money from off of like kind of like exposing or even downgrading, or you know what I'm saying, like yourself, not even other people. So
yeah, well, and that's the thing. I think people are too quick to want to be reporting live from not only things that are happening around them, but from their own lives as well, right? And I think that when people see, like right now, I just not right now, but earlier today, I saw a young lady posting about some new Risa Tisa style expose where this girl is talking about her, you know, relationship and how this guy, you know, lied the whole time during the relationship. And it's like, you know, people are like, oh, you know, you can make money off your story and that kind of thing. And I think they're now, you know, it's like it's just a trend of like, you know, if I can tell the most engaging story, somebody will it'll go viral, or I get money, or whatever the case may be. But some people just like the attention too.
At that point, just write a book. I feel like if you're gonna go that far into detail, write a book, an ebook, something. Don't
you gotta know how to spell though and articulate to write a book, Sonny.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
don't tell the truth Monday.
I'm a big person of, and it's funny because it's so funny because I've had people say, "Oh, you post a lot on Facebook." I don't. Like I do post my some snippets of my life. I do post to the outside looking at you. You would think if you don't know me, you know me from my Facebook because of stuff that I post, right? And it's so much that I don't post, and I crack up about it because I'm a big person. If I go to an event, I'm enjoying the event. I'm not in my phone. Like I'll take pictures before I go, and if you see me in pictures, most likely it's somebody taking a picture of me. It's somebody I'm getting a video of everybody else. But I'm not sit like, and that's depending on what we're doing. So if it's my birthday, you see me, I'm the cameraman the whole fucking night. If it's your birthday and I'm with you, you got my camera has your attention the entire night. But like I'm not immediately posting it to Facebook. I'm not doing that. Like if you say cool or whatever like that, that's cool. Or I'll send you the pictures that I took and you go pick whatever you want to pick out. But if I'm going to like, I've been in so many functions where I feel like I just want to enjoy the thing. I'm not sitting on the phone. I'm actually enjoying myself. So like, it's funny because one of my friends always say like, yo, girl, you don't take no pictures, but you be in everybody's picture. I do. Cause I'll be sitting there dancing, boop, boop, boop. They're like, right. I'm like, boop, in the picture. Like you will see me in the picture. But it's sometimes if I'm sitting down, I'll take a picture of myself, but it's probably posted later. And even with that, out of the whatever pictures I done took, I probably got 3 pictures up or whatever like that. But that's like I said, but like I think people naturally assume, and that's a problem for all of us. Like we assume this person put their whole life on Facebook. For me, putting your whole life on Facebook is telling me that your husband having a vasectomy today. Why do I need to know that? Like, why do I need to know that? Like, that's
We went
just
with sausage instead of bacon this morning.
yeah.
that
Like,
type of thing.
or every time, like I'm and I
Quarter
can
live
watch
from breakfast.
We
how
had English muffins and not toast.
what happened? Oh no, something about no. Then like recently, and I understand the reason. I don't actually. No, I don't. I don't. It was a bad accident out here in Jersey, and the girl was recording the video. She had called 911. She said, and she was recording like it was like a bad accident. Like the person was hanging out the window, and she had went and got the video. And like it was just like, yeah, we all watched it, but it was like, why? Like I can't see myself seeing a horrific accident like that one was, and just out here like this, and going live. Where's the cops? They not here. The ambulance. There's no way. Like I feel like those
don't call the
situations.
cops and ask where the cops.
Yeah, like I feel like no, she called the cops, but they got a lot of flack because they did take that long. They took long to get there, but it was just like. I would not want to be the person whose loved ones those were in that accident, because you're seeing somebody essentially gasp for air on video, and people are just standing there. Like some may be trying to help, but at the end of the day, it's just people recording from different angles. It's the same like recording a fight for me. Like why do I need to be saying, "Oh, it's a fight. Let me just get a video." Like. Seeing somebody like seeing something happen to somebody and taking the videos, that to me is just way too much. Like there's no way that I would ever be in that situation where I'm just getting a video to see somebody either fighting for their life or getting something like it's too traumatic. And to those people who had to watch their loved one and have this video, because nothing gets deleted from social media. It wasn't actually deleted. Somebody got the screen grab something, and it's just traumatic to keep seeing that over and over again throughout the course of a week that this is your loved one. Like at the end of their life, and somebody is on video like this is weird to me. Like I feel like that's too much. You sharing your life, maybe I know people that share everything they do all day 24/7. The unfollow button is worthy of that. Thank God for the unfollow button on social media. I could be your friend, but I don't got to see nothing else you post because you're being weird. You're doing too much.
we talked about this before on another one of our shows with Smooth. When he was still doing the podcast with us. People do overshare. Sometimes they miss the moments too. Like I'm grocery shopping with my son. He's having a good moment. And the gentleman said, "Oh man, that's a cute moment. You should take a video of it." Why? I'm living it right now. Everybody doesn't need to be in every moment of your life. You need to be in your own life and your own kid's life having that moment. Everything doesn't need to be shared. Yeah. Everything doesn't need to be for public consumption.
Yeah,
I got so many videos and pictures and stuff. Y'all know me. I ain't nothing. I tell people all the time, you don't know anything about my life just because you follow me on whichever page you following. Because one, I got 1,000 things going on, and two, where I post private things, nothing is ever live with me. Just the spoiler alert. I've been doing How to Hustle for like 3 years now. I've probably gone live like 4 or 5 times. And that was like, we gonna judge the dunk contest type of thing. Something where it's not that deep that I'm here. I ain't never telling you where the hell I'm at or what the hell I'm doing. My man hit me one day and said, "Damn, you look nice in your suit the other day. Where was you at with your mom?" I'm like, "Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?" He said, "You had a suit with your mom the other day." I said,
"That's wild."
What do you tell? He said, "This picture you posted on the gram." I said, "Nigga, that picture is from 5 years ago for my brother wedding. I didn't even see my mom Saturday." Like, I don't feel the need to let you know every aspect of my life. Like you said, we went with margarine instead of butter today. Like, what the fuck do you think anybody cares about that? Certain aspects of your life need to be private. Certain things need to be shared because, like we saying, on these platforms, you don't know who's listening or who's watching. Y'all know how I met Britt? I seen a video on Instagram of a girl saying we're doing a women's empowerment weekend where we're going to do talk about these different things, and we're going to do some therapy sessions. We're going to do some yoni steams, and I'm like, I just said on her John, that's an episode. Because it's like shit like that we need to highlight. We need to put that out there. Something like Dame is talking. Me and Dame gonna do an autism episode. Me and Sonny have already done part 2. My sister was in the comments today saying, "Damn, I'm on part 2 of the autism series. Part 2 is already done." Maybe we can do part 3.
I took over part 2.
Yeah, because it's like this is something that, because like my sister has been dealing with this with my niece, it made me say like, we should put this out there. This is something that a lot of people can relate to. It's somebody in Houston right now that's going to be just had the same story as Dame. It's somebody in fucking Florida saying the same thing Sonny is saying, because these are relatable topics and relatable things.
Right.
And those are the things that, yeah, I can personalize those, but I also can personalize it and not tell you that I'm talking about my wife, or I'm talking about my
Right.
son, or I'm talking about my
Exactly.
daughter. Like those are
Yeah.
the things that are the difference. Like I always tell people, it's a difference in being in the business of podcasting and having a hobby.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's
No
not
doubt.
doesn't know how to do this. And
Yeah.
something that like we just was talking about too, the shit that Willie was saying as far as having your folks that got like, oh, I want to come on because I got this business or I got that. You think that that's interesting because it's you. And it's like, all right, so after I let you have this commercial to say, man, you know, I got whatever, Willie's used car lot. Like, all right, so after you did that 2-minute read, what we gonna talk about now?
Oh, right, right,
What is
right.
it, what is it that's going to engage Dame in Detroit to say, oh damn, I want to know about that? Because I can tell you this, like, and y'all know I ain't, you know, I don't bullshit or sugarcoat these situations. Because I told her this before. The episode that I did with Britt is my favorite episode of the podcast. I cannot tell you how many people said to me, "Oh my God, who is this girl? I can completely relate to that. I did that. That happened to me.
Mhm.
This sounds like me."
Right.
Because it's a relatable thing. Like I said, when she says this in the video of this is a girl, I don't even know this fucking girl. I just see this girl is talking about this women's thing. I'm not a woman. I'm not going to this weekend situation,
Yeah.
but because it's a relatable thing, it triggers in my head that people can relate to this. People can, you know,
Right.
like this is something that you can snowball and we can turn into something. So it's cool to promote your folks' things to say, like, yo, man, shouts out to my nephew. He's starting a clothing line. Shouts out to my daughters doing this, that, or whatever. But I don't need to bring you on a whole episode to talk about
Right, right. Yeah,
these
no
things. And
doubt.
everybody thinks that this shit is easy because they don't do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
I
for
said,
sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you
after
know,
we
I always get people saying, "Oh, you know, I'm about to start a podcast." Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Somebody just
because
asked me that. Somebody asked me that the other day, like,
I mean,
what I
not
use,
discouraging you, but go
everything.
for
nah,
it.
you
That
know what I
part.
always ask people though? This is what I always ask people because you know I did How to Hustle seminars still available. How to Hustle seminars are still available. You know what I'm saying? You get in my DMs and you can get all 5 parts of the series or just one at a time, however you like them. I tell people all the time, what is episode 8 about? Because I know you got them 3 topics that you and your man who's starting this podcast, me
All
and Willie
right,
talk about
right.
this shit all the time. Everybody gonna want to hear this. Copy. What's episode 9, 10, and 11 about?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all
Exactly.
got them first.
And,
Y'all got
and
them
half
first 3
half the time
down.
they can't get, and half the time they can't get past the 3 minutes. Like, so what else gonna do for the next 45
Damn, that's
minutes?
a good. Wait, hey, wait. When they hit you with a damn, that's a good question.
Hey,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Oh no, bro, this dead air is terrible on a podcast. You be thinking
Yeah.
your phone died, your headphones went out. What happened?
Right,
Yeah.
right, right. Well, let's keep our podcast moving.
That part.
That's
I
a
got
good
another
that's a
question
good
And
for
topic.
y'all. So this next topic popped up on a I think it was on an Am I the Asshole, but it was also on another one that I saw. I think it was a text one. Text is probably my other guilty pleasure because it's just basically a bunch of screenshots of text messages, all kinds of reasons why people are posting these text messages, and I just get like heavily involved in those. But sometimes some really good topics pop up, and so this one kind of hit home because it was definitely me growing up as a teenager and a young adult. But now as the father of adult children, this kind of hits home of like what would I do? So what would you do? Or would not take that back. What would you allow your adult child to bring their mate to dinner if that significant other is your age?
I did that. That's
Like
terrible.
how would you handle that, or how would you approach that
It
situation?
sounds like Sonny would like to go first, Willie.
But no,
Sounds
so
like
I kind
it.
of sort of did that. I was dating a guy that was significantly older than me. And my mom, and like I was the girlfriend that they brought to the cookout and was like, that's you. And they were my age. And my mom was like, hell no. Mikey was not playing. Absolutely not. There'll be none of that.
She was like
And-
Lamar from Third Period.
And even though I did that, I would be like, I think with my daughter, I'd be like, hell no. Because what y'all got in common? I don't understand it. I don't like it. And no, you can't come in my house, let alone to my table.
So would you just immediately be like, nope, it's just a rap. You don't want to even know anything about the situation, you know?
Yeah, because and if you surprise me with this man, y'all remember when Denise Huxtable surprised her parents with her husband? That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen if she showed this old ass man at my age house and this is my man. That's how I'm gonna be.
No, it was Vanessa. Vanessa
showed up with that grown man.
When she showed up with Dad
and they basically they apologized to him and said the name she was her, and then cussed her. Like basically told her where to go and how to get there. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm a little.
Vanessa
spicy.
still ain't recovered from that chastisement. She still ain't got married since. She would Ron right now and still ain't.
She didn't recover from the big fun night either.
Baltimore. Baltimore.
Shouts out to Claire Huxtable, boy.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was my mom right there.
Yeah. No. She wouldn't be.
She come to dinner with your classmate.
No.
Absolutely not.
Like, yo, Britt used to do my algebra homework.
And then but I actually am gonna cuss him out. I'm gonna cuss him out and I'm gonna cuss her out.
Well, I'm not gonna cuss. You know what? I just think it would just be inappropriate, and I just feel like no. I mean, that's like me messing with somebody like that's my dad's friend age. You know what I'm saying? Even though like I'm 37, it's just like nah. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something that I feel as though that you're not I feel like where's the compatibility at?
That part.
Large gap of years, you get what I'm saying? You know, so like the experience would be totally different. So, you know, it's not gonna happen.
I think we all know what I'm gonna say here.
Hell no.
So we're gonna use my niece for example, because she be 20 in a month, which is crazy. My visiting day again will be on Fridays. If you love me, you make sure I get locked in literature, because if I see some nigga that I went to, me and this nigga hoop together, like my dad rode us home from the games together, and you over here trying to trounce my niece? Oh yeah, no, this is a no-go. Like you said, the experiences, this is a complete lust situation because y'all can't be at the same place. I don't care how seasoned or emotionally mature you are for a 19-year-old. The 37-year-old and the 19-year-old, 20-year-old, you don't have that much shit in common. If you do, nigga, you need to grow up. Okay.
That part. Big fact.
The 20-some year older that person needs to grow up or needs to realize that they shouldn't be in the same situations as this 20-year-old, unless it's the cookout and you going, damn, oh, cousin brought that in. Okay, I see you. I mean, give him extra $4. Make sure you take care of that tonight. But you can't be like, yeah, I'm going out with them. Like you can't be at the sorority party and none of that. Like this is we don't cross there's a line. We're not crossing that line.
But that point you just made about the lust part, that's what it boils down, especially from the older person's perspective, right? That's definitely what it boils down to, I think.
I'm looking at you weird now, like
because and that's the thing, you know, like you said, either one, you need to grow up. Two, you know, you don't want anything other than the lust part of it. You're lusting after that person's body, the lifestyle that they're living. You're having a midlife crisis and you're missing your old, you know, your old good old days, all the things all wrapped up into this one person. And being my child, no, that's just no. I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that at all.
Is it that you can't compete with the chicks in your own bracket, so you reaching down this far so you can have
trying to take care of my baby? No.
Well, no, like you said, it's the lust. It's like the lust thing. I had somebody that wanted to court me. He was like 67. You know, the crazy thing, I was like, this is not. You know what? You know who was the kicker for me? The kicker for me was like, so you want to take your teeth out at night and put them on?
Wow.
Like because he had dentures. So I'm like, at night you're taking your teeth out and putting them in your little cup. at nighttime. How is that gonna work?
Hey,
That's
Britt,
not
he
going. That's
changed his
not
water.
attractive.
He
Not
go,
gonna
hey,
turn on or nothing.
no, that's
Nothing.
what he gonna say. Hey, Britt, he changed his water
I
from.
think it's funny, dude, too, because I think a lot of older men, because like even if I go out now with my friends, 40, I'm the 40
I know
crowd.
these older men got veneers now, so
They be trying, but they'll buy you a drink. Be like, I'll take care of you, baby, and it's like, what you about to do for me?
I
right.
cash
of
my
all,
pension
They
in.
pay
Fuck
your
you talking
rent.
about?
That,
Like,
but
no, that's the only thing you're gonna do.
rent.
Like realistically speaking, as a female, like not even as
It's
a female,
like,
but just as a female, from our perspective, if I'm
Mhm.
30 into my 40s, I'm at the peak of my sexual prime. What is you doing, 60, 70-year-old man to me? What are you about to do?
Right.
Like I'm like talk about people being unfulfilled. Like, what are you gonna do for me other than cut a check and pay my bills? What you about to do for real? Like, you gonna be too old to help me with my kids? Like, what you like?
That's
I
a
still
point.
got an 11-year-old. What are we doing?
Right.
You can't help do
Well,
nothing with me.
and then from the experience point of view of it is the life experience, the mismatch in life experiences, right? The mismatch in maturity. No matter how mature you are for your age, you still have a level of maturity you still need to reach. You still have a level of experience you still need to attain. You still have life experiences that you still need to go through. And generally, when you're in a relationship, the idea is to go through some of those experiences together. Now, every experience that you're trying to achieve, this person has already done did twice over, and you know both of y'all are literally he's reliving it through your eyes. That is just
It's a
becomes
lot.
weird.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
And then, but so now on the flip side of this is, and this is more a question for Hype and Dame, is what do you do when it's your son? And the woman.
Damn, you want to go first on this one, my brother?
Oh, that's a good question.
Is it a double standard here? You know what I'm saying?
With my son, he better not bring nobody
what?
my age talking about that mine is my girlfriend. Xavier, no.
Damn, she want his whole
No. For
government on
one,
this.
here's a
That's
stat
how
for
I would
you.
address him.
Sonny just said this. Like what can you do for me? Like he trying to take care of you. What if it's the older man? Like what can you do for me? He's trying to live off the younger person because they ain't got their life together. Somebody in the club that trying to hit on Sonny's age. They're like 60 something. They
I
can't
think
take
Dame
care of
missed the
Sonny.
question.
No,
Dame skipped
because
past the question.
y'all skipped me from the first time, so I'm
I
reiterating.
I
Down,
saw what he was
back
doing. That's why I
down
say
different
that.
run.
I'm like, oh yeah, our bad, Dame. Our bad.
You go ahead, brother. You get it
Go
off,
ahead,
Dame.
do you, bro?
Thanks, Hank. Thank how to hustle, Hank. So, but for my son, jeez, haven't got that far. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm put these dead bodies at when they try to hit on my daughters. So, don't
Usually
know.
the lake down by the docks is a good spot. Um,
Yeah,
full
yeah,
disclosure, I would definitely look at it different. Just be honest with you. I would still be like, though, nephew, what tip is you on? Like, she's again, we talking like 20 to 40. Like, what are we doing here? Like, she could be all right, but like, she's not your speed. Like, you and her again, it's the reverse situation. So now, like, so you went to school with her daughter? Like, that's how you met, Miss?
Right.
Like, how we
but
doing?
Mrs.
Like, what are we
Parker.
doing here?
cut you off, Hype,
Yeah,
though.
like,
I think women, even older women, would try to like fill in that gap. You get what I'm saying? And conform to whatever he's into. You know what I'm saying? Like if he wants to go ride bike, like she would conform to that. Where it's like older men, they're not gonna do that. Where the older women are gonna be like they're gonna try to like relive and be young again. They're not gonna be trying to like, you know what I mean, unless you like an older lady which just like you just want to take care of him and you're a cougar, then that's something different. But a lot of times these older women, they gonna try to compete and run with these young girls. So that they're gonna try to fill that gap in of like,
That's true.
and
That's true.
especially in because I used to like Puerto Ricans is like I got a lot of Puerto Rican folks, especially in the Puerto Rican community. Like a lot of them older women, they be dealing with like they will give these young girls a run for their money. How they dress, how they act, what they got going on. So it's just like I think it's different for like women. I hope it's not, it shouldn't be a double standard.
All right, this is,
you know him differently too, but I'm telling you, these older women.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about, because I definitely know from
look,
experience when I used to date older women that a lot of times, like you said, the energy level is different. Their justification is different, right? You know, because they'll be like, oh, you know, I want to go dancing, or I want to go do this. Like you said, I want to go ride bikes, and old men don't do that, you know, and then that's hyping the young guy up. You know what I'm saying? I could see, you know, especially my older son, I could see him being like, boom, boom. My older grandson, godson is like that. He loves older women, and you know, I've had a couple of minor conversations, but I've never really took him to the side, like you said. I was like, you know, godson, what you doing or what you thinking, you know, but I know what type of time he's on, and I know what type of time they're on, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel like it's definitely that double standard, because, you know, we definitely look at it differently. We definitely see the difference in what happens and why it happens.
Yeah.
So my mom is a seamstress, like I've said before. So I have been, like Britt said, they will switch up their whole situation. I've seen these things firsthand. It's like, Miss Gladys, what are you doing over here getting this joint with the sequence down the, like, I've seen these situations. And that's why I said it's a double standard, because in this situation, the woman who's more will be trying to pull the young boy along, and like she'll be more trying to pull him along. The old head with the younger girl is just trying to knock her down because she's the younger girl. Like the older woman with the younger man is like trying to season him, trying to mold him, trying to shape him. The guy's not doing that.
Too,
he's saying that's what he's doing, but this is not what's going on.
Yeah.
We both know what this is. She's just young and everything's tight, and she can bend it a bunch of ways. And old head's cutting the check. That's what
but see, I don't think all women be going for that, because I think a lot of these young boys, they be trying. I remember one little boy pulled up on me. I was coming from the store. He was like, "What's up, I be seeing you. I'm trying to take care of you." I'm looking at him like, "You like my daughter is. You don't get out of here." He like, "Nah, I'm really trying. Like, I'll feed you. Like, I'm about to go cook right now." And like this run out his whole little life, and I'm just looking at him like, "Hey, little kid, get out of here." Because like, I don't even care how old you are. He like, I think he told me he was like 23. I'm like, my daughter's 21.
So you know how to make bolognese from scratch?
He was like, yeah, like he was, and I thought it was hilarious for me, because it's like he was really trying to shoot his little shot, and I'm just looking at this little kid like, you don't get your little ass out of here and get from around here, like where's your mother? Because like a lot of them feel like they want to take care of, you know, us, and I'm like, first of all, you can't take care of me. I'm a grown ass person. Ain't nothing you can offer me but dick at this point, like nothing else. Because like, what are you gonna do? You can't pay me all my bills. Like I got a house, I got bills,
his paper route is probably popping. You don't know,
huh?
His paper route is popping. What do you mean?
Said paper route is popping.
Listen,
terrible.
Either I get the little kids or the old 1970s.
Nothing in between, right?
Yeah, like it's very rare that I get people like, it's people that want to talk to me my age, but they just weird. And I'm like, that's why I said for me, I always either dated like a couple years. I like my sister said the most people I probably dated or was my boyfriend was probably graduating with her. And she 45, I'm 41. So it's like that bracket. Like, I mean, I have talked to people my age, you know, just didn't work. I've talked to people like a couple years below me, like not too far, like, you know, late 30s, but like somebody 20 something years old, I could never.
Yeah, like what are we going to talk about?
Don't do that, Hype.
Like what are we going to do? That part.
Hype, don't do that. My man working at doubles at McDonald's, dude, pulling those double shifts.
Oh no,
that little boy said he could take care of me here, Island Man. I said, okay, go ahead out of here.
He told Sonny, I'm in charge of all the extra salt that gets dumped on the fries. Okay.
Right. I'm about to work my second shift, the 6-hour shift at McDonald's.
Listen.
All right, I got another one for y'all. This one, hopefully it's not too triggering. I know some people have a few things that have happened recently, but also it made me think about this whole friendship thing and family situations, and how do you balance, you know, dealing with how you approach family issues or family events and things like that. This particular topic popped up in about 3 different Reddit posts that I saw recently, and it's an interesting one. So if there's a conflict, a date conflict, maybe even location conflict, which would you attend, a wedding or a funeral?
Depends on how close you were to the family of the ones who are getting married, or the ones who are no longer with us.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree. It depends on the person, both individuals. If this is, it depends. It completely has to be on the person. Like if it's I don't even know like how to give 2 examples. There's 2 cousins, one's getting married and one just lost their mom or something. Like it's a tricky situation because it's like it kind of depends on the people. You got to have a scenario with who is this person.
So the most recent one I saw, it was their favorite aunt passed, and then it was their like not their best friend, but one of their really good friends' wedding.
All right, yeah,
So,
I'm at Aunt Cake's funeral, and ain't no way I'm missing that one. You just talking about my man, like I can love you to death, but my man's gonna understand who this is that's in this box. That's why I said it's a tricky joint because it's who's the people. Like, so
right.
Can I add,
yeah,
can I add
I'm
something
at
real
the
quick?
funeral. I
Can
just
I add
like the
something real quick?
reception.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Most funerals happen during the morning or afternoon. Most wedding receptions happen at night.
I was
I'm
about to
hitting
say the
both.
same thing. You can play both of them real quick.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
I'm
sorry, the
hitting both.
reception.
Well,
Hey,
no,
I'm about,
but in that situation, they were on opposite sides of the country, and then
okay.
the other one of the other
I
ones, I can't
FaceTime
remember
you.
what the relationships were, but they were the distance was just too far. They couldn't make both. It was like one of those situations. It was like an afternoon funeral and then early evening wedding. So it was literally time and distance was a conflict.
Well,
I
I would
FaceTime
choose
y'all
a
in when the
funeral.
toast comes and have my shot too.
No,
Oh yeah.
hit the funeral. I would hit the funeral because if that's your favorite aunt, that family is going to need all the support they can get. You can't have enough. You can have so much happiness at a wedding that you're not. The party you're getting married, they're probably not even going to notice you gone or not there because they got so much going on with themselves and being overjoyed with the situation they're going on. People remember more when they're in grief. They're going to remember they held me down when I was at my lowest. This funeral is going to.
Good point.
Absolutely, because
I'm
I
on
can
the
tell you
fence.
this. You'll definitely remember, like, see, for us, for me and Brit, Muslims, janazas is 2, maybe 3 days after the person dies. And if they ain't got everything already situated, it's a complete blur as to what happened from Monday to Wednesday. And you ain't gonna remember everybody who called you, but you'll damn sure remember who didn't call. And you'll damn sure remember who was there. And it might not register for a little while that, oh damn, I never did call back such and such. But if I know that this nigga wasn't there, it's like, cause you went to this wedding, all right, copy. Now I see where we at. But at your wedding, if
You know what
somebody
pecking
tells
order you
you
in.
somebody dies, you ain't gonna be like, yeah, but you was supposed to be here, cuz like you gonna be like, totally understand.
See, I'm on the fence only because I know weddings cost, and on top of that, if it's for this situation, you're saying it's 2 separate places, and you spent money, and if it's non-refundable, I may go depending on who it is that passed, because that's lost money, and like for me, honestly, I don't have money to waste, but at the same time, like I would, knowing me, like I said, all my aunts are gone, like except for my one. No, I got 2 aunts on my dad's side, but the ones that I was way closer to, they're gone. So for me, it like not to say I'm not close to my dad's side of family, but my mom family, I was raised with them. I was at their house, my grandma's house, all the goddamn time. So it would have been weird for me not to come to any of their funerals. I don't know. Like I will struggle with this because it's like, that's depending on how far the wedding was, how, like, because funerals happen unannounced, unexpected. You didn't even know. You paid all this money to like to do this one thing, to go wherever it is, and then you either out of it, especially if it's non-refundable, you're out of it. And then like, how does that make up a loss? You just wasted essentially hundreds of dollars and you couldn't go. Well, it's not really wasted, but like you lost out on that money. But I don't know, like it would be a struggle for me because like, you know, me, like I really don't know what I would do in that situation. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, me personally too. I think I would struggle too. One, because I'm definitely one of those kind of people where I plan early, and if I'm going to be going out of town to somebody's wedding, or if I know, like you said, if I know I'm going to a particular event like that, I'm definitely planning ahead and that kind of thing. And I'm also a big person of, you know, like you said, relationships, right? And there's definitely certain relationships I definitely would be like, it would be hard pressed to be like, oh, you know, I'm not going to make that person's funeral knowing that I had this great relationship with them. One thing that kind of stood out to me in the comments on one of the last couple of ones that I was reading was that, you know, some people were making a comment of celebrate the living, you know, that funerals are for the people that are mourning, and then but when you're going to a wedding, you're celebrating with the people that are there, right? And those people are going to be there. And, you know, but, you know, to Dame's point, you're also talking about celebrating the life of somebody with their family and being there for them in support of them in their time of grief. It's definitely a big conflict. It's definitely a big fight, internal battle of, you know, what's most important at that moment and in time, and who am I either celebrating or mourning. You know, definitely makes it more of a challenge. I mean, if it was that kind of situation, like it's been about 20 years since I lost my aunt, but I definitely felt like when I lost my my quote unquote favorite aunt at the time. I still love you, my other auntie, but it was like definitely like one of those situations where it was like I wouldn't have thought of anything else but being there. You know what I'm saying? Because of what she meant to me and my mother, and being there for my mother was probably the most important thing for me at that time, right? You know, in support of my mother when she lost her older sister. So it was, if that would have been something where, I mean, it could have been Dane getting married at the time, and I think me and Dane were best of friends at the time, where we did everything we did, you know, we told each other about, did it, all the things. I probably would have been like, "Damn, I'm sorry, bro. I gotta be here for my mom. I gotta do this," you know. And it's really honestly for me too, you know, that kind of thing, where, you know, there's certain relationships that, not to say that I don't love these people or that I don't, you know, value the life that I had, but I would definitely be like, oh, you know what, my boy Dame getting married, and I gotta be there for him. You know, I gotta be there to support. I know I'm not in the wedding party, but I still, that's my homeboy. We've been, you know, cool all our lives, and I gotta be there to celebrate what he's got going on there. And I would have probably done that. You know what I'm saying, for certain other types of relationships. So yeah, it's definitely, it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
That happened when my grandma passed. My grandma passed, and it was my friend's birthday coming up. We had planned this trip like months in advance, and we were going down to AC, nowhere far. We were going down to AC for like a girls' weekend, the whole weekend. I had babysitter lock, everything. Grandma fell ill right at the beginning of July. 4th of July, we spent like weeks, and like I think almost a week and some change in the hospital, in the ICU waiting room, like whole deep as hell. We was in it. It was like, oh goddamn, like, cause she had great grands, like it was all of us, aunts, uncles, and my aunt was waiting for my uncle to come from Florida, and my aunt was in the process of trying to figure out, because we knew she was gonna pass. It was trying to plan the funeral, like start planning this stuff out, and the week. It was oddly enough, because I had told my friends, all right, listen, I know I just paid this money for this trip, but like I ain't gonna be able to go because my grandma, like I'm not, like, it's my grandma. So like I paid money, willing to lose it, not a problem. It's my grandma. And even though my aunt ended up planning it on a different day, I struggled with even going, because it was like we had been around like my family for the whole week, and that was like the weekend before the funeral. And I struggled with just going because I'm like, my grandma just passed. We've been like deep as hell since she been in the hospital. Like every day we were in that family. If we wasn't in the hospital, we was at her house. Like we was at cousin's house. We were always all together because, you know, our grandma was everybody. Like my grandma essentially had a hand in raising all of us, even people that wasn't even her grandkids. Like she was one of them grandmas. So I struggled with leaving just to go on the weekend. And I had to get talked into going because I'm like, and I had to get talked into going. But like, even when I went, I was just like, this is weird. Like, it's my grandma. But like, I wasn't missing the funeral, but that time with the family, it was just like.
Crazy. So some people will definitely say, oh, well, you know, go have a good time, you know, before this goes on. And you're right. That would be
Yeah,
because
they was like, you already got the babysitter paid, go. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I ended up having fun. My friend tried to cheer me up, but I felt bad because it wasn't my trip. It was a birthday trip for my friend. But like now everybody's like, oh, she's sad. Like, I'm like, it's all right. Like, didn't want to go. I didn't want to steal like her thunder. It was her birthday. But, you know, we made the best of the weekend.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, to know, like you said, like, this is my mom's sister. Like, my aunt that you would be talking about is Aunt Cake. Aunt Cake older than my mom. So it's like, for me to not be sitting here with my cousins and we all grew up together, and my cousin that was on the Best Man episode, like, that's his grandma. So it's like, for me not to be sitting right here next to Ro, or for me not to be sitting here with my mom, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I could have cut $1 million on this trip. I'm gonna be salty about that $1 million, but I'm gonna know if I went somewhere and I'm not the one sitting there next to my mom or next to my cousin, I'm gonna feel like shit the whole time we there. Yeah. Britt, you ain't getting in on this one yet.
I guess so. I said, well, I did. Well, when Dane was talking, I said, I mean, it all depends. I mean, me personally, like, I mean, I guess I agree with everybody else. It all depends. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but like, just like how Willie said, like, you know what I mean? I feel as though, like, if I had plans on going to a wedding and then my grandma or somebody close to that I was close to passed away, like, listen, I can't make it. You know what I'm saying? And I think just be.
Uh-oh, did we lose your sound?
Did you lose the sound?
I think we lost your sound. Oh, did you mute yourself?
Did she mute? No, she's not muted. You can't do this. You can't hear her. Oh no,
can't
hear you.
You follow at Custom Hustle World on Instagram.
I'm sick to death. He's gonna take a minute to plug. I'm sick to death. Yeah, I don't know. Now you make me feel bad, but like I was
connected.
Can y'all hear?
Like,
oh, we can.
There you go. All right, there you go.
All right, so basically, I was just basically saying, like, it's very important to have people. Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you good now.
Okay. It's very important to have people that know, like, hey, listen, if I can't be here, it's a reason why I can't be here, and just and are able to respect it, and not like be able to like that hold it over your head. But I mean, like I said, if it was my grandma or somebody close to me, I'm going. Like it really ain't too much explaining that I think I have to do. And not only that, like I said, the people that's in my circle, they know. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was supposed to be at your wedding and I can't make it, then they know like it's a, you know what I'm saying? If it's a reason why, it was a funeral and I was supposed to be at the wedding, it's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be there. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, but and not only that, but as so me being a Muslim, right? Like I don't do so many funerals anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like even when my father passed away, it was like the viewing, and then I left. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my grandma. My grandma was like viewing, then I was downstairs in the kitchen helping older ladies cook. I don't really do too much of like sitting down or do a whole service in a funeral anyway. Janazas, I'm praying and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So I just have a certain way that I move about when it comes to funerals. Weddings, it's the same thing. I'm like, hey, here, hey, then I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like
showing your face and that's it.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like I really ain't staying for the whole thing. Even when my mom got married, it was like I think I was only there because I was like the coordinator. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of like was like frying me. But it was just like, all right, here, too much. So I don't know. I think it really depends on that person.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I have amazing group of friends and an amazing circle that know, like, if you invited me somewhere and I can't be there, it's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? So it's not too much to get hung over my head, or that they you know what I'm saying, like resentment that people might have towards others.
Yeah. What if they sent you a bill for missing their wedding?
I was just
No,
about
because
to
I'm
say
just
that. I was just
First
about
of
to
all,
I'm
say
just
that.
saying, you know how people feel about their
because
weddings, and you don't show up, and they paid
So this is
$200
the
for your
thing,
plate,
right?
and you said you was coming, and all of a sudden you ain't coming. They still got to pay
But-
that.
Yeah, but I mean because that's a gamble that you pay. I mean that's a price that you pay anyway when you decide to have a wedding. You know what I'm saying? When you because anything can happen. What if I got in a car accident? You know, God forbid. So you gonna send me a bill because I got in a car accident? I didn't make it to your wedding because you paid for my
I'm just
plate.
saying, some people are petty.
No, like, you get what I'm saying? So
I'll send you a cash
so
app.
I mean
I'll
I
send you a
hope not.
cash
But
app
then
request.
you ain't my friend. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I just feel like I'm not. If you can't make it to my wedding and I pay.
Hey, I know you
Didn't
broke
ask
your
me to be, you know what I'm
tibia,
saying?
but
I didn't ask to be at your wedding. You asked me to be at your wedding.
Yeah.
So it's the other way around. So I'm not about to send you a bill because you missed my wedding and I paid for a spot for you. Nah, I asked you to be here.
Yeah.
You know,
this is
so
why
What
we
if
did.
you like
This
the
is why we
best
did. This is
man
why we did
or
buffet.
I don't know. I'm gonna send that
bridesmaid
bill
or
right
something
back,
like that?
Sonny. Sorry. But
right back, right.
No,
Uno
I'm
reverse.
not. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying, like, so, like, would it make a difference if you're like the best man, the maid of honor, or one of the bridesmaids, or like your child
no,
was
nigga,
the flower girl or flower boy, ring bearer? Would that make a difference?
I'm imagining that I paid for my suit.
no,
Now I remember at my wedding I ended up
not
having to
for
pay for
me.
2 niggas suits, but I imagine that I paid for my suit. And I didn't send you the bill back like, hey, so look, Dame, I'm never gonna wear this lime green joint, so
Right.
I'm gonna need this 474 back. In fact, we can just call it 475. You got
Right.
Cash App or you got Apple Pay or like what's up? And
Yeah.
like at the
Yeah.
reverse, this is also because the weddings. I was gonna say this too, because weddings with these per plate situations. My cousin that just died, rest in peace, Jew. She's the one who cooked the food for my wedding. Because we went buffet, because like you said, nigga don't show up, and it's like, man, that was $80 a plate. You two niggas, Sonny and Willie, ain't come, huh? Oh, okay.
That's why I said if I get married, I want buffet style. I don't want my people cooking it because I don't want that food that I ain't gonna eat.
You goddamn right. Ain't eat none of it, but they damn sure cooked it.
Yeah. And that was one of the things. It was so funny because I was going to touch on that, Sonny, because one of the things it was talking about, like in the wedding situation, like, oh, well, what if that person paid $150 a plate and now you missing it, and somebody else, and I felt the same way. Somebody else was like, yeah, but the thing is that there's going to be people that miss a wedding. There's going to be people that don't show up, and regardless if you paid it or not, or whatever the case may be, if that person genuinely wanted to be there, but that happened, and like Brett said, if that's your real friend, you're gonna understand that situation trumps that $150 a plate. That really,
Brett needs that
honestly,
300 back.
you're not losing. Yeah, it didn't get used and it's messed up, but it's not like somebody walked up to you and was like, hey, that person didn't show up, I'm gonna need that 150 right now. Like, that's not what's happening. You don't already paid this. If that person showed up, all they was gonna do is eat. You wasn't gonna enjoy it with them. You wasn't gonna them feeling their stomach wasn't gonna transfer to you. That them sitting in that chair wasn't gonna make your butt feel better. It's like that you understand that person wanted to be there, but they have this tragedy, they have this thing going on in their family. Let them do what they got to do to support their family. That's what they ended up choosing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Sonny reporting from table 8. Yeah, Willie and his girl ain't come, and Dame and his girl ain't come.
Oh, no, I'm not the one reporting.
Okay.
Bills, send the bills.
Hold on, don't blame me. I'm just asking the question because I know some people are petty that way.
Somebody's reporting live from your table right now. Reporting live from table 8. Sonny didn't show up.
They mad because you ain't come, and then they on petty time. Like I said, me personally, I wouldn't want all that no way, but
You text a nigga congratulations, he look you off 4 days later, he liked the message.
Right.
I missed my own wedding to go to your funeral.
Yeah, Lord. It can happen too. But yeah, make sure y'all get over to to Hype's I am Hype Instagram page, and I think Sunny is on your Instagram as well. The link to the tickets. Make sure y'all go check it out, or search for Podcast Link Live Show on Eventbrite. That's how I found my tickets. So make sure y'all go do that. And then Hype, tell the folks where they can find you.
We only got 2 weeks left, y'all. The show is in 2 weeks, Sunday, August the 4th. Everybody on that screen right there, everybody's is right there. Everybody has physical tickets, and everybody had a link in their bio. So you got no excuse why you should not be getting those tickets right now. We still got a couple of tickets left for you and them 12 niggas you want to bring with you. We're going to have food, drinks, a lot of fun, a lot of games, a lot of crowd interaction. All we need is you to come there. We're going to take care of all of the entertainment situation for you. But you make sure you get with me over at I Am Hype. That's where the podcast is at. Episode 146 is out today. Custom Hustle World on Instagram, Custom Hustle Co. on Twitter. We have the pocketbooks, the custom jackets, the custom jerseys, the sweatsuits, the shorts, the collar shirts, the flip-flops, the sunglasses. We got all that happening for you. The barber capes, we got all that at Custom Hustle World. And H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company on Instagram only.
All right, for sure. All right, Brittany, you want to tell folks where they can find you?
This is where you.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Yes, y'all. So yes, yes, you can find me. Be quiet. You can find 1986 Empowered Women _ B right on Instagram. That is me. Tomorrow we have a Tribe Talk Tuesday. It's a podcast. We do it live on Instagram. You can also follow me on at Tribe Talk Tuesday on Instagram. Yes, y'all. I mean, I'm here. I'm around. You know. So I have some Empower Women events coming up. All women's workout classes coming up. An empowerment walk coming up. So just follow me. Like I said, 1986 Empowered Women _ B on Instagram, y'all.
All right, appreciate that. Dame?
Hey, you can find me up at Another Level Up on Instagram and Shilo21 on the Xbox Network. And I made a decision that Unreservedly Me is my favorite show. So I get free tickets, right?
That's not a show. Unreservedly Me is not a favorite. It's not a show.
Talk about it. Go ahead, Sonny.
Someone needs you to get the name right first.
Mm-hmm.
He's fired. HR. Yeah. All right. So y'all can find me at I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat.
Those DMs are slammed shut now, y'all.
They definitely are slammed shut. I don't want no problems. You can find the link for the podcast link live show on my Instagram and my TikTok. Also, I am now on Threads. I fell down the rabbit hole. Follow me. Unreservedly Me is my website. I don't know.
I love Sex with Sunny.
I'm on Threads. What?
I love Sex with Sunny.
I am sick. I'm about to fire him right now on the spot.
See, that sounds weird when you say it like that without the context.
That part. It's just unproductive.
Right. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, and Threads too. I'm in the Threads rabbit hole too. Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Follow me over at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. WillieStyles.info for all my links. Thank you again for followers for watching. Make sure you hit the like, share, the follow, subscribe, hit all those buttons. Make sure you do that. Make sure you catch them over at the live show, the Podlink live show in Philly, August 4th, 3 to 5. Is it 3 to 5:30? That the right
yes,
time?
That's the show run, but the doors are at 2:30. Get in there, get in the doors. You get yourself something to eat or drink. You know, you do a little mingling. You never know who's in the building or what everybody got on their situations.
For sure. Make sure y'all join us over at the conversation at the Join the Conversation group on Facebook, facebook.com/group/GFT Join the Conversation. Always got great topics over there. Again, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, hit the notification.
We can't read tonight.
Hey, I'm tired. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I get that. I'm here for it.
Make sure y'all get over at gftradio.creator-spring.com for all of our merchandise. We got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, all kinds of accessories and mugs. I got to get me another glass. I got to get me a matching glass. I don't know what Dame's over there doing. That's not one of our t-shirts. Make sure you
I'm about to change the name to Unproductive Dame.
Right. Get over to our website at gftradioshow.com for all the links to our socials, as well as to our replays here on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and as well as our audio on-demand shows, including the How to Hustle podcast with Hype, all on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Apple Podcasts.
5 stars only.
Guess no more Google Play Music, whatever YouTube Music is now. So make sure I get over to YouTube Podcast. We got all of our podcasts
Amazon
there.
Music.
Amazon? No, we're not. I don't think we are.
See, that's your end. I'm just talent, Willie.
All right, I'll look into that. I don't know if they got a podcast arm, but I'll check and see. I'll see what we can do. I'll definitely see what we can do.
I don't know about that, but I think you might look into it.
right. I might have to look into it. Well, thanks again, Brittany, for joining us. Appreciate you for dropping in. Definitely welcome to come back whenever you like. And again, everybody, make sure y'all like, share, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Did I do it right this time, Sonny? Am I good now? Am I redeemed? All right, we are out.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on gftradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media.